Hi, my name is Sierra Malloy, and I did my country tour on Argentina. Argentina is the second largest country in South America. It is located in the southern region of South America. This region is called Patagonia. Argentina is bordered by Bolivia to the north and Paraguay, as well as Brazil, and northeast Argentina is bordered by Uruguay. Uruguay and Argentina are separated by the Rio Negro. To the east, Argentina is bordered by Chile. Chile and Argentina are separated by the Andes Mountains. And south of Argentina is an archipelago of islands that are shared with Chile. Argentina's share of the islands is called Tierra del Fuego. Tierra del Fuego is separated from the mainland of Chile by the Magellan Strait. And even further south, the body of water that borders Argentina is Drake Passage. And to the southeast are the famous Falkland Islands that were fought over with the British. The east of Argentina is bordered by the Argentine Sea. The capital of Argentina is Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires became the booming center of commerce and was named the federal capital in 1880. The population of Argentina is around 41 million people. The 2013 Human Development Report ranks Argentina 45th out of 187 countries with a Human Development Index value of 0.811. The expected years of schooling are 16.1 years. The average years of schooling are 9.3 years. Life expectancy in Argentina is 76.1 years. The Global Gender Gap Index ranks Argentina 34th out of 136 countries with a value of 0.7195. The Global Gender Inequality Index ranks Argentina 71st out of 148 countries with a value of 0.38. The national GDP is $474.9 billion, and the GDP per capita is $11,557.57. Argentina benefited greatly from economic expansion policies of the late 19th century that focused on agricultural development. The rich, fertile lands of the Pampas provided large quantities of grains and supported the cattle industry, along with new technological advances. Argentina was able to respond to the growing European demand for Latin American products. In 1857, Great Britain became Argentina's largest customer for agricultural goods. The enhanced partnership with Great Britain led to investor confidence in Argentina. Foreign investments came into the country. 2/3 were from Great Britain. In 1857, the Buenos Aires Western Railway was built and opened in Buenos Aires, marking the beginning of an extensive railway system that supported a booming economy. Economic growth led to developments in education, infrastructure, roads, and plenty of agricultural jobs attracted thousands of immigrants. Tempted by high-paying jobs and a promising future, European immigrants came to Argentina in search of a better future. Buenos Aires grew from 90,000 people in 1851 to 1.3 million by 1910. Strong ties between the wealthy landowners and military leadership intensified during this time. During the presidency of General Julio Roca in 1880 to 1886 and continued through the presidency of José Alcorta ending in 1910. The few oligarchical families controlled most of the land and with that wealth influenced politics and economic policies and kept power through these presidencies. The oligarchical families supported their own interests and kept a one-party system known as the Unicado. The financial crisis of 1890, also known as the Bering Crisis, weakened the party and gave the opposition leverage. Leandro Alem and Bernardo Urigoyen led the opposition through the organization known as the Union Civic Radical. The organization was supported by the middle class, small farmers, business owners, and professionals and teachers. Even with the financial setback of the Bering Crisis, Argentina still emerged as the leading modernized nation of South America. By 1908, Argentina was ranked 7th among developing nations in per capita income. World War I and the economic crash of 1929 brought Argentina's growth to a halt. The demand for Latin American products decreased dramatically, having a devastating effect on the region. As the demand for Argentine exports fell, inflation and unemployment rose. The economic collapse and public unrest over leftist Hipólito Yrigoyen's policies was a catapult for the coup of 1930 by José Uribarri, ending democratic rule in Argentina. The military asserted power over Argentina from 1930 to 1983. One of the most iconic presidencies of this time was Juan Perón, which gave birth to the Peronist Party. Juan Perón and his wife Eva Duarte were popular among the working classes. Their goals included increasing workers' pay, improving infrastructure, creating social programs like universal health care, and stimulating the industrial sector. Their leftist ideals created conservative opposition. Anti-Peronist campaigns began, and Juan Perón was ousted in 1955. Today, his legacy inspires national nostalgia for a time of booming industry and when the working classes were cared for. The most violent of the military dictatorships was under the control of Jorge Videla from 1976 to 1983. Videla came to power during the continued economic crisis and social unrest. Videla tried to force Argentinians to conform to his conservative reforms through the Dirty War. The Dirty War was state-sponsored terrorism that targeted leftist supporters, mainly young students. Many people were killed, held in concentration camps, tortured, or disappeared for their political beliefs that contradicted the Videla regime. The violence ended in 1983. In December 2001, Argentina defaulted on its loans to foreign banks under the President Fernando de la Rúa, who resigned shortly after. The conditions in Argentina were very unstable at the time, with rioting, people withdrawing all their money from the banks, converting into dollars, or sending it overseas. Unemployment was high and inflation rose as the peso declined. Argentina's debt equals 1/7 of all the money borrowed by the Third World. In May 2006, Nestor Kirchner took office and began to recover the economy with Robert Lavagna. The government set a plan of import substitution, controlled tax collection, made budget cuts, and allocated more money to social programs. Agricultural exports began to rise, and so did the peso. Currently, the president of Argentina is Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner, Nestor Kirchner's widowed wife. Argentina is still working to manage their debts and repay back their loans. Argentina is currently in a suit with the United States to pay back its loans. Argentina also has a large amount of bondholders to raise money to pay back these debts, but there is still uncertainty whether or not Argentina will be able to repay these bonds. Now we are going to look at the main political institutions in Argentina. They are in Buenos Aires. First, we're going to look at the National Congress. There it is. Next is the National Supreme Court. Next is the Casa de Gobierno, or it's more popularly known as La Casa Rosada. La Casa Rosada is the executive mansion and office of the president. It's also a museum and a national historic monument. Next to La Casa Rosada is the Ministry of Economy. Also in the Plaza del Mayo is the National Bank of Argentina. Next, I'm going to show you the Quinta Presidencial. This is home to the 52nd President, Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner. She was elected December 10th, 2007. She is the second woman president of Argentina, and she ran for the Justicialist Party. She appealed to the suburban working class and the rural poor. She won on the platform of social justice, economic independence, and political sovereignty. She rejects the streams of capitalism and communism, tries to mediate tensions between the poor and the rich. This is also the ideals of the Justicialist Party slash Peronist political party. The Justicialist Party is the largest party in Congress and also controls majority of the seats in Congress. 122 out of 257 members in the Chambers of Deputies are part of the Justicialist Party. The Justicialist Party also controls 43 out of 72 seats in the Senate. 37.7% of the seats held in the national legislation are held by women. And this concludes my tour of Argentina. Thank you for watching.